Neurovember is a month-long readathon happening over the month of, you guessed it, November, and it's all about how brains and minds work, looking at it from a variety of different angles. The main focus of the event is neurodivergence and neurodiversity, because this is a topic that's very dear to my heart, being neurodivergent myself, but it also covers topics like critical thinking, psychology, neurology, neurosciences, all that good stuff. It's an event that I started in 2024 and that I'm super excited to be hosting again this year in 2025. I've changed the model a little bit, and there is also a very fun giveaway this year. So I really hope that you will join me in this event in November. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kat, and today I am so excited to be talking to you about Neurovember and to tell you a little bit more about what I have in store for you this year. I wanted to make the bar of entry as low as possible so that people wouldn't be intimidated to join. So in order to complete Neurovember this year, you just need to read one book. That's right, only one book. And this book needs to have some neurodivergence representation or to be related to a neurodiversity theme. You are of course very welcome to read more than one book. It's even encouraged. But once you've met that bar of reading one book with neurodivergence representation, then you are free to read as many other books as you want, as long as they are related to the Neurovember themes. To make this a little bit more fun and to give some inspiration to people who might want to read more than one book for Neurovember, I've came up with a list of 36 reading prompts and 10 activity prompts that you can use for your TBR jar. Is that something you do? You can also select your favorite ones and create a bingo board. You can pick and choose and basically use those prompts in any way that works for you, and that is going to enhance your reading experience in November. With those prompts, once you've reached the threshold of reading one book with neurodivergence representation, you are very welcome to read books that are still related to other themes from November. So again, critical thinking, neuroscience, psychology, all of that good stuff. Anything related to how minds and brains work. If you decide to go with the TBR jar or bingo route, you can double up on the prompts. So you don't need to do like 5 different prompts to get bingo. You could have one book that would fulfill multiple prompts. Again, the whole point of Neurovember and the different tools that I've put together for you is to make this month of reading as easy or as challenging as you want it to be. So again, the bar is very low, only one book to read, but then you can tailor the whole experience to what works for you, what you enjoy, what is going to make you excited. And I hope you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Before I go a bit more in depth into the different prompts, I need to walk you through something very exciting about Neurovember this year. I will be doing a giveaway. So at the end of the event, I will pick one winner randomly to win a book of their choosing with neurodivergence representation or related to a neurodiversity theme. In order to enter the giveaway, you just have to share about Neurovember on one of your social media accounts. So that can be on YouTube, that can be Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're using, and to share this video and encourage other people to join. You also need to read one book with neurodivergence representation in November. So basically enter the Neurovember challenge. And then at the end of the challenge, so beginning of December, just send me an email with a screenshot of your post sharing about Neurovember and send me like 2 lines about the book that you read for the event and what you think of it. That's it. That's all you have to do to get a chance to win a book about neurodiversity and neurodivergence. Just a couple of caveats to the giveaway. First, the book that you choose, including shipping costs and any other costs that might be associated, must be within a budget of 25 euros or whatever equivalent that might be in your local currency. And secondly, I must be able to send the book your way from France where I am based. So that can be either through a Amazon wishlist kind of system or it can be for me to order the book directly from an online bookstore in your country if you share your postal address with me. It might feel like a lot, don't worry, everything is written down and put together in one place in a Google Doc that I will link in the description. There you will find everything that you need, all about the logistics, the rules for the challenge, the rules for the giveaway, how to enter the email address to send your information to, as well as some additional materials that might be helpful, such as sheets with all the different prompts. So you will have sheets with the reading prompts and sheets with the activity prompts, both in color if you want something nice and aesthetically pleasing, or in black and white if you want to print them in order to cut the little prompts and put them in your TBR jar. If you want to do it the bingo way, there is also a template for you to fill in with the prompts that you want to select and use from the list I've provided, or you can also come up with your own. Again, everything will be available and linked in that document in the description. All right, now that all the logistics are out of the way, let's look at the prompts. So as I said, there are 36 reading prompts. Some are very straightforward, some are a bit more challenging. Most of the prompts are very self-explanatory, so I don't really need to go into details here. And again, you will find all of them in the doc linked in the description. But there are a couple that I want to touch on to make sure everything is clear and that you feel confident in picking a book for them. A comfort or comforting read. So for me, a comfort read is most likely a book that you've already read, that you know and love, and that gives you that cozy, warm feeling. But some people might not have one of those books yet with a neurodivergence or neurodiversity theme or related to one of the topics of Neurovember. That's why there is this tweak of a comforting read, in which case it might be a book that you have not read yet, but the theme or the approach, there's an element of that book that evokes that comforting feeling, and so that's what you should look for this prompt. A book featuring multiple kinds of neurodivergence or a lesser known or represented one. So when we talk about neurodivergence and neurodiversity, there are two forms of neurospiciness that we see most represented, and those are autism and ADHD. But there are many other forms of neurodivergence, such as synesthesia, some learning disabilities, high intellectual potential, OCD, bipolar disorder, all of that. And so with this prompt, I'm challenging you to learn more broadly and more widely about neurodivergence. So again, it can be a book that features two forms of neurodivergence. Those can be both autism and ADHD, for example, but they can be other forms as well. Or to read a book that represents another form of neurodivergence than those two. You will find a lot of suggestions of books that meet this prompt and many other ones in the document in the description below. A book someone else recommended to you, directly or indirectly. So this can be someone you know who mentioned a book about neurodivergence, or again, a topic from Neurovember. It can be a teacher, it can be a friend, it can be a family member, but it can also be a YouTuber or it can be someone from the library, it can be a bookshop owner, whoever. It's just a recommendation from someone else. A book with a brain tickling cover. So this can be a cover that's very colorful, or on the contrary, that is monochromatic. It can be a book with some visual illusion. For example, I think Catabasis by R.F. Kuang touches on topic of mental health, which is one of the topics of Neurovember, and the cover will very much fit that prompt if it's something you want to read. So that is pretty much whatever that brain tickling thing means to you. It can just be a pretty cover or a cover that kind of soothes your senses, that gives you that satisfying feeling looking at it. A book that also works for another booktube event or to read with someone else. If you are watching booktube and you want to participate in Neurovember, there is a high likelihood that you also participate in other reading challenges and events on YouTube. This prompt is aimed to pair Neurovember with any other challenge that you might be participating in, most likely yearly ones. And so if you find a prompt from another challenge that you can match with one of the books you want to read for November, that's a win. So for example, if you are participating in the diversity book bingo from the LMA Book Club channel, Then there is a strong neurodiversity angle to that challenge, and you would very likely find prompts that you can match for both events. But if that's not you, if you don't typically do reading challenges, readathons and all of that, then you can just use this prompt to do a buddy read with someone else and read a book together and have a chance to discuss it. A book someone else picks for you. So it's slightly different from a book that someone else recommended to you. In this one, you can use, for example, a poll if you have a YouTube channel and have like different options for people to vote and select the book they want you to read. Or you can do, if you have a pet pick thing where you put 3 different books with a treat and you release your pet to choose your book for you. Or you can ask a friend or loved one to choose a book for you. If you want to limit options, again, you can have a pre-selection for it. And then a book from Kat's recommendation video. So that's me. I will also make a video with some recommendations of book with neurodivergence representation or neurodiversity themes that I absolutely loved and that I would highly recommend, along with my TBR for Neurovember. So if you get that prompt, you should try out one of the books that I highly encourage you to read. I think that covers it all. I hope it's all clear and exciting. I know I'm super pumped and excited for this, and I hope you will join me in reading about how our brains and minds work and learn something in November. Once again, all the information is in that Google Doc in the description. You will find everything there that you need, all the prompts and the sheets that you can print to put in your TBR jar, the Bigo template, all of that good stuff. If something's unclear, you have any question, feel free to put it in the comments below. I answer to every comment, or to shoot me an email. It would truly mean the world to me if you decided to join Neurovember and participate in the event and educate yourself a bit more about neurodivergence and neurodiversity and in general how our brain works. If you can also help other people find out about the event, that would be amazing. So if you can share this video with people you think might be interested in joining in, that would be fantastic. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.